Your health and your decisions are completely intertwined. Don't think about, oh, I want to be healthy because I'm going to look better and I'm going to feel better. Think I want to be healthy because my mind is going to be more clear and I'm going to make better decisions. The healthier you are, the less you procrastinate, the sharper you are, the more decisive you are, the better decisions you make, the less emotional you are. Being healthy is one of the biggest contributors to living a high quality life, but not just in your physical being, but in the way that you approach the world and how you choose to make decisive, important decisions that affect the quality of your life. Welcome to Bill with Rob. It's your boy, Rob Dyrdek. It is the show where we just talk philosophy, my personal philosophy of trying to get better in every way, every single day, trying to optimize you that is a machine, a beautiful, incredible machine that's literally limitless by design. You have the ability to become anything that you ever want to become. But you got to create and build an extraordinarily efficient, high-quality machine to actually achieve what you want to become in a joyful and meaningful way. And you know what it is. Wherever you listen to this show, appreciate you as always. Like and subscribe, comment, connect with us, whatever it may be. Hit us with some, out-of-pocket comment, you know what I mean, about this is too technical or something that's you're not about. You know what I mean? And then I am going to do you a favor and not respond. And think about that. It's just going to go off in the ethos. And I'm not even sure if I've ever read a comment. So even when you said it to me, I'm not sure if I even saw it. Some of them, maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. That's just how the game works on the other side of social media where you're not fully sure. It's not like the red button on a text, even though it'd be amazing. I guess some of you will DM me and I'll read your DMs and not respond. You'll see that I read them. You know what I mean? But know that I read it and I probably enjoyed it if it was nice. But I didn't engage. It's just how we roll. Occasionally we don't engage. All right, look, today I really want to talk about, what it means to be healthy and the importance of healthy and how it affects you and your decision making. You got to think about there's so many aspects of the way that you approach life that the direction that things go are based off of the decisions that you make, and you have to make a lot of different decisions throughout the day. And, it's why, I preach automation and creating systems so you can eliminate a lot of those decisions to make sure you're still operating at a really high level without continually needing to push energy into deciding or making those decisions. But then there's sort of the ongoing basis of the things that you're faced with. Like, okay, the day got changed, something happened. I need to make a decision here. Oh, I got in, my expectations weren't met, and now I'm disappointed. I'm in an argument with somebody. How I handle this argument or this disagreement is a decision that you have to make. Like, you have been bad with your time and you know that there's something that you really have to work on, and you make a decision to not work on it and go sit on the couch to watch that Netflix show that you just can't wait to finish. You make that decision. And for the most part, at least for me personally, and I know so many people can agree with this because it's the natural order of the world, that when you are not taking care of yourself is not only are you feeling worse about yourself and having less energy, and altogether the universe itself isn't conspiring to help you, but it's when you are making your very worst decisions. Now when I think about like all of the hasty and bad decisions that I have made, like it is when I'm hungover, when I've been on a run of not eating well, and they pile up. It's like when you start to get unhealthy, everything begins to pile up on you, and it turns into like now you're not sleeping as well, and now you're your energy's off with someone you work with or someone you care about because you were sharp with someone and made the decision to say something out of pocket that now created this sort of deeper rift between you, that now there's this energy when you come to work that you got to work through. You see the ripple effect of decisions that you're making when you're being unhealthy that is so much more dramatic than simply just how your body feels and how well you're taking care of yourself and what does it mean to your longevity and your long-term health. That's sort of the baseline, as it relates to what health means, right? When we think about health, we tie it so much to like, okay, how much do we weigh? What are we eating? How do we feel? Did we work out? What do we look like? Do we look like the best version of ourselves, or do we look like that sloppy fast food version? You know what I mean? Because, hey, Nobody ever looked at the sloppy version of themselves and was like, man, that guy right there, sharp, doing all the right things, making all the right choices. No, the sloppy version of yourself is a culmination of a bunch of bad decisions, including bad decisions on food and alcohol and whatever else you might add to the sloppy version of you. Nobody wants to be the sloppy version. They want to be the sharp version. The sharp version is the healthy version. The healthy version makes the better decision. The better decisions compounded leads to a better life on an ongoing basis. Health is so much more important than just how you look and feel. It is truly about what your mind does and the decisions that it makes on a consistent basis. And for me, like, especially, I haven't had alcohol, sugar, or a snack for a really, really long time now. Okay. All of this year completely, again, I am still 100% for the year of 2023 as it relates to getting up at 5 every single day, brain training every single day, working out every single day, meditating every single day, eating supplements every single day, eating clean and intermittent fasting every single day, no alcohol every single day of this entire year, 7 days a week for this entire year. At this point, I am now 100% for the year, and I'm 100% in the whole year. It's completely illogical, unfathomable, not even possible. I was like, let's give it all we got. Let's start this year and go for it. Few months in, hit you with the peak top episode of like where it's like I'm on another level and I just live at that level now. And I don't know if I'm ever going to not. In the most profound thing that has happened to me over this last 9 months, and specifically this 6 months of being completely dedicated and disciplined in all aspects, it is the way that I make decisions. It is the efficiency at which I make decisions, the decisiveness, and the continual push of everything forward in a way that's compounding my whole existence. All aspects of my existence continue to get better and better and better because I have the ability to process it and add new things to it and make the choices that ensure that I continue to live this life at this highly optimized state. And so much of that is based off of how healthy I am. And the things and the ideas that come from being committed to your health on this level, and ultimately the decisions that I make. And it's not tested in the rhythm when I'm flowing. It's tested when something really frustrates me, something gets out of pocket, when something makes me angry. And not to go, back into this peak top lifestyle, but a couple things that I've noticed recently from being so committed to like being this, disciplined and being this healthy is I just don't get angry. I don't get as angry. And think about that. right? It's like, like, certainly I have a lot of my life in order and have surrounded myself and put myself in a position to where like it's difficult to get angry. But getting angry is still a choice, you know. And that idea that to this point where you're easily deciding not to, when something really frustrates you, you're deciding not to say the one thing that you want to say that you know is going to light the fire. The ability to pull back and make that decision is significant to the quality of your life. It's so significant. And for me, I wanted to commit this year to begin to start tracking how often I got angry. And I would define being angry based off of expressing it in an aggressive manner, like getting mad at someone and expressing it rather than not getting mad and not feeling it. But it's like, how do you express it and react to somebody? Because it's been happening so rarely. And committing to that, nothing more than another data set of being able to say, like, man, in this state of being highly optimized and being deeply committed to all aspects of my health, not only has it pushed up my qualitative data and my qualitative way of viewing my life, but it has also now proven to keep me emotionally much more stable to the point where I can make decisions against getting angry, to be able to allow myself to stop myself before I cross that line, to assess it, reassess it, and make a decision to not get angry. And again, it's this other benefit of health that just goes so beyond what I think we're so used to connecting why we would want to be healthy. And it's because, as I did for my whole life, up until recently, is you're always kind of fighting it, right? You're always kind of fighting it. You can be really healthy and go on little runs of being unhealthy, and the ripple effect of the decisions that you make in those little runs can last years. Like you can make a bad decision on an unhealthy run that could end up affecting you for a very long time into the future, versus when you continually make decisive, sound, smart decisions, how that compounds your life into a much more positive direction on a continual basis. And there's so many things that contribute to it that all are interwoven that lead to the feeling that you have in that present moment to make that decision that you're faced with at that time and what you're going to do. Are you going to work out? Are you going to meditate? Or are you going to get Taco Bell and get one too many tacos, maybe some nachos Bel Grande? Okay. And hey, I'm going off the rails a little bit. Maybe I'll get myself a nice sugary Dr. Pepper and then go sit on the couch for 4 hours. You made that decision. And that's a very easy decision not to make when you have just worked out all week and got up early and got great night's sleep and ate clean all week. When you're tempted to hit the Taco Bell, that's the closest fast food restaurant to your house, not a mere mile away, nothing more than a 4-minute trip to that delightful, built to just fatten you up and sedate you Taco Bell. Okay, slather you, slather you with fattiness. You don't make that decision when you've been compounding good decisions and are healthy and eating right and meditating and working out and all of these things. In that the same way, if you were scattered and eating Taco Bell 2 or 3 times a week, and then your wife hits you with like, I just wish like we talked more. What are you gonna say to that one when you got your when you're wiping nacho cheese off your lips? You're gonna be like, I've had a crazy week. I've had a crazy week. You just don't understand like everything that's going on. You know what I mean? Like I've just been going thing, and it's not like your week was your normal week, but because you were unhealthy and had a handful of like things that you knew you shouldn't have done along the way that compounded to the moment it's affecting somebody else in your life when you're challenged with, I just wish like you shared more with me or whatever, you feel attacked because you're just already feeling unhealthy. And then boom, you make the decision to engage, to say some things that now you're going to regret for a period of time that's going to drain energy from you and make things, your overall quality of life, much lower. You know, it's that sort of compound effect of what happens in being unhealthy that people just overlook, as opposed to just not looking as good as you used to. You know, and to me, um, you know, it's the other side of it is making better and better decisions that lead to a higher and higher quality of energy and ultimately higher quality of life when you're super healthy. And there's just so many different ways to continually get healthier and healthier. And we live in this world where like, you know, our chance at being healthy at peak healthiness is when we're younger, you know. And the funny thing is as we get older, we always like look back at like, oh man, like I thought I was gonna feel so old in my 30s. I was like so young, you know. It's like when you're in your 20s, you feel like your arc is like your basic health arc peaks at like 23, and at 28 you're basically old, and at 30 you're going to be a mess and the pains start kicking in, and like you make a decision sometime in your 30 that, well, that's it, I'm just going to fade out to the end here and slowly get unhealthier till the day that I die. That's the paradigm that we live in. And a lot of people discover fitness and start tracking sleep and start doing their diet and get more focused later in life and begin to see the benefits and see that like, wow, I can really affect so many different more aspects of my life as it relates to being healthy on a deeply consistent basis. But we tend to just tie it to how we look and feel, as opposed to the type of decisions that we are making and how those decisions are actually impacting the quality of our life and how we actually feel energetically, you know. And it's a nonstop thing, you know. For me, the paradigm of like at, you know, heading into 50, I should be thinking like, hey, let's just try to maintain it. Like I believe at this point, it's hard for me to believe that I'm not going to get healthier and healthier till I'm at, like right now. It's like, if I'm being 100% honest, there's no part of me that does not think that I'm not going to get healthier to 80. You know, there's a part of me that thinks like, man, you might be able to stretch this thing out to 100. And that's because, you know, a lot of compounding factors, but one is the depth of knowledge that I now have of what it means to be healthy, understanding how the entire system of my body works, understanding all the muscles, the neurology, understanding all of my blood work, all of the, you know, all aspects, you know, and most recently doing CT scans of my heart and full body MRIs to look inside, you know, the entirety of how the body is functioning. I recently got an MRI of all my muscles, so I understand all the muscle densities, so I can rebalance all of my muscles. Like, and now I've been in this state of purity as it relates to not drinking and no sugar and intermittent fasting and eating light meals. Like, man, there is just no part of me that does not believe that I'm not going to get healthier and healthier and healthier forever. That I'm going to get like happier and happier, that I'm going to get wealthier and wealthier, wiser and wiser. It's a different paradigm. And it's because of the depth of understanding that I have of myself, my world, And ultimately, the way that I am reacting to everything that's happening to me and the decisions that I am making that continue to guide my existence towards all aspects of using the maximum that I can of this human experience to live it at a very high level. And it's a deeper like contribution. Health is giving a much deeper contribution to my quality of life beyond just what it's doing for me on how I look and feel. It truly is giving me a much sharper mind to make better decisions on, to continually assess for friction in my existence and friction in the systems that I can continually optimize the whole so that I'm getting healthier, not just in the physical sense, but in the mental sense as well, in all aspects of my life. That leads to this higher quality of living, which truly keeps me in this state of being overwhelmed with gratitude and just continually in awe of like, I get to live this life. That's how it feels. Like, and it's not for a podcast or a video. It is like an incredible way to exist. And half the mission is codifying it into a system that people can replicate so they can get to the same feeling. And this show is really parts of that as I experience them and articulate them as it relates to what I am experiencing by getting to this state. And I promise you, your commitment to health and sleeping well and eating right and working out and meditating and doing all of these things that if you did, you would feel better, look better, and be happier. But you will also be making better decisions on an ongoing basis that are protecting yourself from leading you the wrong path and guiding you towards a better, higher quality future, which is truly what we all want to play the game for. And it is possible, and you can do it because I'm living proof. But how did I do it? You know how I did it? I looked out in the future and I said, man, this is how I've got to make this thing happen. Then I created that plan and strategy to do it. And then I evolved into it over time, and I never stopped pushing until I got there. Until next time, see it, believe it, do it.